Hi, everybody. Welcome back to You Are the Opera Power with Gail and Jane. Hi, Jane.
Hi, Gail. Hi, everyone.
Hi. So this video, we're going to talk, it's just going to be fairly short, knock on wood, about the boomerang effect. And we were talking about this earlier, and some insights sort of came up for me that hadn't occurred to me before, and that I thought was kind of cool. So we'll share them. We were talking. Well, Jane, why don't you explain what the boomerang effect is?
So, for instance, if you have, let's just say you're really angry and you throw that anger outward, that anger is going to come back around to you and hit you as maybe even, well, I think it might even be stronger than you send it out.
So if you're still angry, it'll come back to you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
people are going to reflect that back to you, or situations are going to reflect that back to you. And so it feels stronger because if you're already intense and
yes,
you're angry and you go and you stub your toe, then you get angry again. And so you're like, you just get that angry.
Yes.
So what had happened.
And then if you are in your end, and your end is that you want harmony, unity, and love, then if you accidentally find yourself sending something out in anger, and you want to revise it and not have it backlash on you, then you can go to your end quickly, revise, I don't think that way anymore. And you can move yourself from the point where that would come back to you. You can move yourself away from the boomerang effect. Basically, you can put yourself over here, which is in your end. Is that the right way to explain it?
Yeah. Well, so if you're sending out, the best case scenario is you don't react to something. The next best case scenario is you notice you're about to react to something and you catch yourself and forgive.
Yes.
Forgive, stop, catch the anger before it builds, forgive. There's only harmony, unity, and love. If you finish the thought, like, you're an asshole, damn it, you're an asshole, send that boomerang out. And so it's going to come back to you. But if in the meantime, after you do it, you think like, oh, geez, I shouldn't have done that. I forgive, clearing that out of my consciousness. The thought's already happened. So it's already been imagined. It's already on its way. But if you move over, like just for example, where you shoot that boomerang out, where that anger goes out is from a certain mark. If you forgive, no, there's only harmony, unity, and love in my consciousness sort of thing, then you're moving to a different mark. So you may not feel the wrath of that anger, but somebody is going to experience that because it's a creation. And I think that's what's actually happening a lot, is we're all experiencing other people's manifestations and our own.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to sort of not have a reaction from us is to consciously be aware of the laws, law of one especially, and react accordingly. So instead of reacting to the situation, we're reacting according to the knowledge we have of the laws. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool that you throw the boomerang out, it's coming right back to where you are and you're going to feel it. But I think if you are able to sort of slide over to a different mark through understanding of the laws, it may still come back to you, but now you're reacting different. So you're understanding what it is and forgiving again. And
also the boomerang in that judgment comes into play a lot with that, because it's that place where, oh, well, why is that person doing that? Or I would never do that. And we've talked about it. That's going to come right back at you.
Most
And
natural reactions, I think, are judgments.
yes.
Because that's from the very beginning. That was Adam. That's the original sin.
Yeah.
Judgments, blaming someone
Yeah.
for something. So, and that's why if the the second best case scenario is when you feel yourself building to react like that. No.
Yeah.
No, that's not. I don't think like that anymore. I forgive. There's only harmony, unity, and love. And don't finish that thought, because finishing the thought is creative and it will create. You want to catch yourself. You want to catch that reaction, or not, or you have your reaction to be, oh, I used to think that way, but no, I forgive all of that now. And there's only harmony, unity, and love.
And that's more of a reaction to a response. Like you're in a response, you're more.
Well, even in your own thinking, like you may just
Yeah.
be sitting here and thinking about things. It's the same idea. Like something may come up in your thoughts that, remember that time 10 years ago when that guy kicked you in school? Like what's your reaction to that? And that guy's like long gone. He's nowhere to be seen in your life. So it's still from within, the conversation within. It's anytime those thoughts come up, especially actually the inner thoughts, because the inner thoughts have to exist for the outer words to happen. The outer words just don't happen.
That's right.
Within.
Right. So it's important. Well, and that goes back to what I was saying to you about sometimes I feel like I should just stop talking because I'm not in my end.
Right.
And so,
well, yeah, but it's recognizing if you're going to say that, then you're feeling that within. Like you have to, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong here, but I don't think my words are going to be different than my inner feelings. And no, I'm not even wrong, but I know that. But recognizing whether or not I recognize my inner feelings, the words may tell me what that is. I may think that I think a different way inwardly, but my words tell me that I don't. But I'd like to think that I'm going to take responsibility for recognizing the inner feeling before I say it. And that takes, because I've said things and I thought, why did I say that? Like, where'd that come from? But I think that's because I automatically reacted. I didn't take a moment to just kind of get silent, and not even any length of time, but just take a few moments to think, okay, is that response coming from what I believe to be true before I say it?
yes.
It's thinking. So I don't think not talking is the answer. I mean, it is an answer, but I don't think it's one that's going to move you along in the direction you want to go. It's just silencing you. It's just
right,
keeping you from people and making you afraid of people. And that's not really the where we want to go, I don't think. It's just taking that moment before, how on live TV shows, they have the delay, the 2-second or 5-second delay.
Yeah.
Before. It's just doing that for ourselves.
Yes.
So I'm going to say, like, I hate Jane's shirt. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just take 5 seconds. No, I don't really though. Like, that's not.
And we probably, so we probably do that with
your poor shirt.
Right. But we probably do that with certain things, and then other things I feel like it's maybe harder. Does that make, well, that's just making a narrative about that, but or not harder, but just
it takes 24/7 focus to know what your inner conversation is.
Yes. Yeah.
And to change it. And I don't even know that, and again, I don't want to make stories up, but I think it's a constant awareness. We need to be constantly aware. We're either there or we're back to sleep in Neville's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, now you do, I've noticed that there's some areas in my life where there's no question. I know what the response is. I don't have to focus anymore on what I'm really feeling.
Right,
I
right.
know what the
Yes.
response is going to be, and I'm good with that response. Like
Yeah.
become, if you think of it like train tracks, when I say I don't like, Jane, I don't like your shirt. Like that's a track I'm going down. That's a natural track for me. That's very picky about clothes, say, for example. So when I don't even have to think about that. But when I say it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, there's nothing wrong with her shirt. Like, that doesn't fit me anymore to judge people's clothes because I don't want to be judged about my clothes. No, I like, it's all good. If she loves it, I love it. That's just how it is.
Right, right.
So I have to catch myself, and then I'm creating new tracks. And so I have to keep catching myself until those tracks are
Right,
as
right.
the old ones, and the old ones have grass growing over them, so I no longer use them.
Yeah.
And so that's for those things that I'm like, I have no problem just automatically reacting because I know I'm on that track because I created that track. And that's the track that I want to be on for certain things.
And
But we all have different aspects of our life that it's continuously, we're having to, okay, is that the track I want to be on? No, I want
yes.
this track. I'm going to create this track for that.
So the imagination can work to your benefit if you are using it to pay attention to what you want versus paying attention to the fear narratives it can create, I guess. Because the
It creates regardless.
Okay.
Whatever you're thinking, good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't care. That's what's being created. Whatever you feel to be true is true, will be shown to you to be true because that's what you believe to be true. Not because it's ultimate truth, but because you believe it to be true.
Right.
Well, then you think, yeah, I'm right, because look, that's exactly what I said was going to happen, and it happened. And I know for me, it was kind of like, oh, am I psychic or something? Like, how's this happening? Not realizing I was creating it. I thought somebody else was creating it, and I just picked up on
right.
that it's being created, when in fact, it's me that was creating
it. Yeah. That's funny.
So yeah, that's good. Anything else before we
Okay, so just sum that up for me. Boomerang effect.
Right. I forgot.
We
get so off track. Oh my God.
Okay, no, but okay, so maybe like for me it's like we've talked before where I've been having a bad day and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like in my car and I'm going off on something and would that person do that, cut me off, whatever, why can't they, and then bang, there's an accident. And I can remember one time just being like, whoa, okay, maybe you caused that, you better calm down. So like,
yeah, so that's a great. So we talked briefly about imagining from the head, imagining from the heart. I think it was in the video. So that's an example of imagining from the head.
Yes.
As you imagine, like, get lost, I want nothing to do with you, stop cutting me off. You're going to create an accident doing that.
Yeah.
And what happens? You see an accident. Fortunately, you're in that accident, but you saw one. So that was you creating from your head, and it was created based on fear.
Yes.
Fear was that you were going to hit that guy that cut you off, or that you were going to get into an accident, or whatever other fears came up.
So if there is, yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if there's a boomerang effect to that, then you want to be sending out love and things from the heart.
Right. So you go, if you're approach it from the heart, then when the guy cuts you off, I forgive you. There's only unity, heart.
Yes.
And then you're not going to witness an accident. And you may never get cut off again in your life if you can, convict enough in that and not react to that that person that
I've
cut you
been,
off.
I've actually been doing more
And so
of that.
there's even a boomerang for that. Like I'm putting it up, so that's what I'm getting back. I'm putting out respect for driving. Like you're forgetting for showing me that. I know people are always respectful on the roads.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to come back to you is people respectful on the roads.
Yeah. I think the whole funny part is that I forget, I read somewhere about road rage and like some people are just kind and nice and then they get in their car, and I feel like I'm kind of one of those people, and it's just like I turn into
Are you?
No, I'm not. I've done it in the past. It's not my story anymore. I've noticed the boomerang effect of my imagination from fear, and now coming from love, I'm like driving differently. I'm like, oh, I've done that before. Like I see someone do something that maybe isn't what I want in my space. I just go, oh, I've done that before. I don't think that's like, that just happens. Like I don't attach
even that.
I know.
I would just forgive.
Yeah.
Clear the slate, because recognizing you've done it before, there's still a judgment attached to that, right?
Yeah, true, yes.
So just forgive. Everybody's respectful, period.
Yeah.
And again, it's not about getting back at that guy that cut you off. Well, you're going to get it now because you cut me off, because you don't cut me off. Like that's where we were talking in a previous video about the why, asking the why. Because that's manifesting from the head and not the real end. And that's manifesting in the middle. So, keep going. Why do you want him to be harmed? Why do you want revenge on him? When all you want is people to be respectful.
Yes.
And that's from the heart. And that's no harm to anybody.
And it also benefits.
There's no judgment.
You. And in the boomerang effect, it benefits you because you're going to have that reflected back.
That's right. And there's no judgment because it's just what you love. It's good or bad. It's just what you love.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways. Okay. Well,
sounds good. Yeah.
So thank you so much, people, for joining us. Please subscribe, comment, share.
Any questions?
Yeah, questions. We'll see you again next time. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye for now.